Hey, Angie Rae here with Girl That's Toxic. Hope you're doing well. Hit the like and subscribe button so you never miss an episode and look at the About page so you can see how you can help us grow this channel. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's talk today about the governor of New Mexico, um, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. She has done something rather extraordinary. She has issued an emergency public health order that will find the open and permitted concealed carry of firearms in Albuquerque suspended for 30 days. They've had a spate of gun violence, as we are seeing in many cities. We're having issues, I know, where I live in the Pacific Northwest. Of course, issues in Chicago. And it is maddening that we can't seem to get any federal movement on gun control. And this is leaving governors of states to try and come up with creative ways to deal with this violence. And she has made this determination um, after shooting deaths of 3 children that happened between May and September. And then there were 2 mass shootings in New Mexico that saw 11 people wounded. And this state, the state of New Mexico, has one of the highest rates of gun violence and suicide in the nation, things that I did not know. Like I said, we hear about Chicago, we hear about, larger cities, but I did not realize that this was the problem. And so she has done this extraordinary thing where she has issued this emergency public health order trying to find some way to deal with this violence. Well, in so doing, it appears as if you are saying your constitutional right of the Second Amendment has been suspended. In essence, that's exactly what has happened. She has sort of taken the position that this constitutional right to bear arms, that she has to do something because this is an emergency situation, and that if a court does not agree with her, then so be it. But in the meantime and in between time, as my mother would say, she has decided to issue this 30-day suspension of the concealed carry firearm in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County. So here we are. And let's take a listen to her and what she has to say.
Any street corner in too many cities in New Mexico, there is someone with a gun sticking out of their waist or their belt. And I'll tell you, if you're a young person, you're not allowed to have a handgun.
Well, it's a crime already.
I got it, but we won't be able to arrest all of them. So imagine, just in a perfect world, if this was upheld, it gives all of these police officers the ability to focus on the real criminals.
Last follow-up.
Yeah.
But
your point is valid.
You took an oath to the Constitution. Isn't it unconstitutional to say you cannot exercise your carry license?
With one exception, and that is if there's an emergency, and I've declared an emergency for a temporary amount of time, I can invoke additional powers. No constitutional right, in my view, including my oath, is intended to be absolute. There are restrictions on free speech. There are restrictions on my freedoms.
Okay, so this is where the governor of New Mexico, Governor Grisham, this is where she stands. And my issue is, and this is my, I went to law school, and I just have to be concerned about what we always call the slippery slope. As in, okay, this Democratic governor has decided that she is going to suspend concealed weapon laws for 30 days in the state. Okay, what if next time it's a Republican governor who wants to suspend some other constitutional right? How would you feel about that? So if we put politics in it, uh, this is a Democrat who's doing this, and the slippery slope, we got to be careful because this Democratic governor is doing this. I completely understand she is trying her hardest to deal with violence that is just out of control. But we have to be cautious that in trying to respond to this issue, that we don't look like we are taking away constitutional rights, and that we do understand this could potentially be a slippery slope. Now, I do understand that this can certainly be challenged in court, and it will. I understand 2 state representatives are trying to have her impeached. But something else I just am trying to understand in my head is, what is the actual impact that this decision would have? Because those who murdered babies and those who were involved in mass shootings, the shooters I'm talking about, they had guns illegally, or, they had legally gotten a gun, and then they used it to harm folks. But if a criminal wants to get a gun, a criminal is going to get a gun. So I don't know if this suspension is going to have any impact on the people who are harming other people and who are causing this violence. Also, as we talk about gun control, let's always remember that this is not some sort of a new thing, wanting to have gun control. Back in the Old West, not just on television, look it up. Back in the Old West, if you came through town, okay, you needed to drop your gun off with the sheriff's office. Sometimes you could do it at the saloon, I guess, as you went to go get yourself an adult beverage. But gun control has been a part of our society for a long time. And if lawmen like Wyatt Earp, if they can get gun control, okay, we got control. You don't have your gun with it. It's in the office. You can get it on your way out. I don't know why we don't have the desire in this country to get some federal laws so that this governor does not have to do something that seems rather extreme, that seems like it will provide a slippery slope. So let's just understand that at the end of the day, this country has a problem with gun violence, but we don't seem to have any will to want to do something about it. And when I say we, I don't mean everybody. You know who you are.